Doc, last week, amazing time in Detroit. It carried over to the weekend. That was the NFL draft. Did you get a chance to do anything, go to any parties, or participate in the draft itself?
I was there.
Okay.
Y'all
were so cryptic.
I was there. I wasn't like you. I didn't have all the backdoor access like I normally.
But you had a wingman with you.
How often do you come up here and name drop?
I don't name drop. I just tell you the stories that I'm with.
It's a name drop.
That's
you tell
a name
the story
drop?
and the name.
All right, we won't tell any stories and names.
No, please.
Name drop the wingman at least.
Yeah.
My wingman?
Yeah.
Here it comes.
He had
Yeah,
real
Michael
good
Phelps.
genes that he shared with you. Your son was with you.
Oh, right. He actually so dedicated to his lacrosse team, it kind of messed up our whole day because he stayed for practice and ended up showing up late. So we got blocked from the NFL draft there, but we spent some time at a few facilities to have fun, and we showed up to Woodward Sports after.
Yes, sir.
What's your overall thought about the draft in terms of how the city did, how the draft was? Yeah, obviously we heard the numbers, we heard that, but what do you think as an actual metropolitan Detroiter, what do you think the city did?
I think it did excellent. I think the biggest thing is that you have to take your hat off to the NFL to build such a want on such nothing of an event. I mean, it's a draft. It's the comedian says you can wait a day and get it all recorded in 5 minutes, and you're spending 4 hours of
It's a
time.
very fair point.
He's not
the
lying.
fact that
But
guys reading names off of a card can turn into what it's turned into.
It's just the power of the NFL. I mean, it's just, I would love to do like a medical spin on the draft. I mean, maybe that's something we can look at next year to
How
have
many
some
players get drafted?
medical purpose to it. But, I am biased, but I like to know, like, from you guys or for the people listening, you're hearing a lot of medical, like what you brought up the NBA.
Yep.
You watch Philadelphia, it looks like every player is in pain except for Maxey, who's smiling all the time.
Yeah.
Medical is playing such a big role to we're all into betting and who's the team, and it seems like the medical knowledge for the regular watcher is so much higher than it was.
It's just true.
True, having me being here, like this wouldn't have happened 10 years ago. We're not that much fun or important, but it just seems like the education, everybody wants to know, but why do they want to know? Like half the NBA teams are hurt.
100%.
LeBron, they're out of the
Half the
playoffs
NFL is
because
hurt.
of that. Huh?
Half the NFL is hurt during the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, but do the viewers really, are they really medically interested, or are they more interested because I got to make the right bet to see if I win?
Well, I think what we've seen over the last 10 years is all of the major sport leagues default to caution. And if you got to win a game, doesn't matter. Guys are sitting now. Back in the 70s, you got Willis Reed going out there on one leg to play the game and win it.
He had 4 points.
Well,
Like,
but the fact is he played. And
it's the most overhyped performance in NBA history, and Maz is about to get pissed. Willis Reed went out there and had 4 points.
But it was the fact that he was on the court.
True.
And now you see these guys, I mean, how many games a year does Kawhi Leonard play? He's not even going to play in one of the most important games of the season coming up tonight. I think that the just carefulness that teams have displayed and unwillingness to play their players when there's any kind of an injury, us fans want to know why. What's up? Is there, because realistically, medical side of sports has gotten a lot better. The technology's gotten a lot, much stronger to the point where these guys can get healed up quicker. Yeah. We want to know why they're sitting. But at the same point, we also want to know why the Lions have been so successful in taking guys that have injuries and all of a sudden come here and they're not so injured.
Because Henry Ford is down the street. Shout out to Henry Ford.
So maybe not that much fun.
I was born there and so is my girl.
Maybe not that much fun, like you said, but certainly important.
This is what it is. Let's be honest. What it comes down to it is parlays and fantasy. It's parlays and fantasy. Like, you want to know this information because when you're making a parlay, you want to know, hey, like, is he going to play and be to the tune of this, or does this energy restrict him a certain bit so now I can't bet as many points? And for the fantasy side of things, you want to know what is his injury, how long, what typically happens with it, Because do I need to bench him and do I need to get rid of him and get somebody else? So the reason why may not be sexy for doctors, but they definitely are paying attention and they know a ton more. But it's because of the parlay and fantasy. Let's be honest.
So I got to spin it all to the betting part to really get that 100%. Stickiness out there.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's the thing. It's like it's true, but the knowledge, like you mentioned, the knowledge of medicine. Like I'm blown away. I said it before on Zion Williams, Kawhi. I mean, I know Kawhi. I was with. I'm dropping names again.
Got him.
But, when he was playing for San Antonio, I don't know. I haven't met him since, but he was strong. It's just I don't get the mentality. It's like, how many times did you play perfect? I feel perfect this Sunday. I'm going out after week one.
Maybe the first game my freshman year.
Right. I mean,
we played Miami of Ohio my freshman year. I was like 100%. Like every game after that, I had something.
Yeah, I mean,
it comes with the territory.
It comes with the territory. It's like hockey. It's like you don't hear about it. Basketball, again,
you hear about it too much. Yeah, it's not all true.
Right. I don't get it. I mean, like you said, the most important game. You're there. You got a medical team that can get you there. Again, I think I was asked before, what are some of the limiting factors for a player to be chosen? I think it's mental toughness.
Mm-hmm. And that's
look at LeBron.
And that's another avenue, and that's another spot that you talk about a lot. Not mental toughness, but just mental health, mental toughness as well. You mix those together. Just talk about how that space has gotten better in professional sports, because you bring up Philly, and I instantly think of Ben Simmons and how that whole situation was like. You guys are not just physical injuries anymore. It's way deeper than that.
Right. I mean, he unfortunately, he's a very small percentage, right, that we are aware of. Maybe he just felt more comfortable making it public. But yeah, there's mental stress. We talk about the kids. We talk about our community that, social media has made us all a little freakier, a little more aware. These kids are under a lot more stress. The players, you can multiply that, right? Because they're definitely under a highlight. They're definitely under a light all the time, and they have to perform. And and we do forget sometimes they're just kids going through stuff. But you also have to have that mental toughness. Where are you learning it from? Where's it coming from? Is it the coach? You're hearing about all these coaches. They can't talk the way they talked to these players before. Is Izzo? We don't really know what's going on in his locker room anymore. This guy was a coach god now, and is he getting through? But I don't know the answer. The answer is we're making maybe too much awareness. We've maybe swung the curve too much the other way. That something that might have been soft a minute ago, you're mentally tough to get through it. Where let's talk about it, and then I'm gonna get in trouble. I better.
You want me to save you? I'll save you.
Save me.
Oh, I wanted to hear it.
No. That's my guy. See, Michigan State was about to call you. I took a Michigan man to jump in and save the day for Dr. Pierce. Doc, two more questions for you before we get out of here. One is, where you going next? Like you always have somewhere fun. There's somewhere on the calendar, whether it's Vegas, whether it's Nashville, whether it's insert place here. What's up next for Doc? Where you going?
I won't even be here next week.
I see. Yep, there it is.
Because my middle daughter's graduating from Boulder, Colorado.
Nice.
She'll be graduating with a Bachelor of Science, and excited as heck. And I'll be out there enjoying her last week out at Boulder.
Boulder's a beautiful place,
especially this time of year.
It's unbelievable. I mean, not to drop names or anything, but just being there. Yeah. There's no name to drop. It's just. She sat, we had like a day like this, the day we went out to visit, because it's out of state, obviously. There's other factors you got to take in. And we sat in the, where the hall is, where all the kids hang out. And you just have the mountain in the background. You stand on this one thing, you look out. And she's like, Dad. And I was just like, okay. And it was it. Unfortunately, that was the COVID year. So she got cheated. So this is her true graduation, where she gets to walk across stage. Last time she graduated high school, and poor thing for all those kids of that year, it was like a drive-through graduation. So it's pretty exciting. So I'll be in Colorado next week for about 4 or 5 days.
Last question, and then we'll shut the show down, man. Another great show out of you, Anson, Mike, and Pete. It's nice outside now. It's warm. You look outside, you look down Woodward. If you go a little further down Woodward, there's a team down there that's 18-13, and that's the Detroit Tigers right now. Are you going to some Tigers games? Because last time they were 18-13, last time I believe was 1984. And I know you know what happened that year.
Yeah, are we talking about a World Series? I just want
a World Series, but
I just want a competitive team
500.
That puts out a good product that we can be happy with. Okay. They had the pet day on Tuesday or something like that. And a lot of people showed up and they won 11-6. They're fun. They're entertaining. We want something to do. Yeah. Will I go see the Tigers? I will pick a handful of games where I ask somebody to get me some tickets and, and we'll enjoy the game. But yeah, the Tigers, there's another sport that they're resting players and a lot of injuries, a lot of, not the hockey. I'm just pro hockey, I guess.
You are.
These guys we're hockey town. They play through it. I just want to see, I'm disappointed with the NBA, with the players, not to get back to that, but the players that have sat that I have predicted that they would play because their season's on the line and they're not showing up. I don't know. What do you think?
I think, Anson, you have the last word today. What do you think?
I think it's the one thing that really holds the NBA back from being loved the way it once was. Quite honest. When you have to change the rules at the advent of this year like they did so that people driving 3 hours to come and see their superstar don't show up and have to watch a bunch of bench players, it's a major problem for the NBA.
Well said.